It's all about working with a young athlete in this video, a young triple jumper, 16-year-old Adela from the Czech Republic. I'm going to take you through some of the drills that we did, some of the things that we worked on, and areas that you too can learn from and work to improve yourself. I'll just say that I've had a couple of overseas athletes come and visit me recently, including Adela. There was also Ryan from Ireland. He's jumped over 7 meters and close to 2 meters in the high jump as well, and he's only 16 as well. If you are interested in coming over to the UK to train with me for a few days or a week or even longer, then do drop me a message. A bit of background. This was Adela's second visit to the UK and she has definitely improved. She's jumping now close to 12 meters. And believe it or not, she came from a running background and not even a sprinting background, a middle distance background. So to make the improvements that she has and have the obvious potential to jump a long way is very encouraging. So let's take a look at what we worked on. One of the key issues with Adela, which comes from her running background, is that she's not sprinting as effectively as she could. One of the issues is her arm action, which is very short. Now, that's counteracted by the fact that she's over 6 foot tall. However, we need to get her to push her arms further forwards in order to stand her up more and to get more knee lift at the front, which is obviously crucial for the takeoff when coming into the hop. So you can see here with these runs how she's not moving her arms as effectively as we would like. So what I had to do was go back a number of steps and to get her used to moving the arms through a bigger range of movement. And you're seeing some of the drills that we did with her on screen now. Sometimes you do have to make it very simple. So just walking and pushing the arms up, the hands up I should say, can instill in the athlete's mind what they're supposed to do. Very often we may think that we're moving our arms or our limbs in a certain way, and until it's pointed out or until we look back on a video, we don't actually see that we're not doing what's required. So dialing it back, going very basic, can sow the seeds. And I've also found that if you follow the basic drills up with, for example, a running drill or some runs, then there's likely to be greater transference towards what you're trying to achieve. So in this case, a bigger range with the arms. Another area which I identified as needing specific attention was the use of the hips. If the athlete, the jumper, is strong in the hip complex, then they're going to be able to get a better knee lift and hold positions, for example, within the triple jump technique. So over the days that Adela was here in the UK, we worked a lot on hip extension drills and heel recovery drills. Again, you're seeing those on screen now. The focus ranged between those more specific to sprinting and those more specific to the triple jump. So you're seeing some basic drills here where Adela is lifting her thigh out and then pushing her legs out long in order to activate a contact, which is crucial to the triple jump exit positions between the hop and the step and jump. Another element that I introduced to improve her posture was to run with a medicine ball held overhead. Now this immediately is going to put her hips in a better position and her torso will sit more on the hips accordingly, and she's less likely to tilt forwards, which creates more of that back lift. So you can see what we were working on again here in order to make some positive changes with her sprint technique. I'd been in contact with Adela over the 6 or 7 months since her last visit, and one thing I said was that her triple jump technique was pretty effective, but what she needed to do was incorporate more power into her training so that she could become a more powerful triple jumper. So whilst Adela was here, we worked on a number of power drills so that she could go home armed with a repertoire of such drills that she could incorporate into her training. And I was also able to identify specific areas of power weaknesses and needs which she needed to focus on. Here you are seeing a number of specific triple jump orientated power drills which we implemented across the training period when she was here, which, as I've said, will help her when she gets back to the Czech Republic. I was actually able to try out some different drills with Adela compared to those that I use with the athletes I coach in the UK. So here you're seeing a step back lunge performed from a low platform where you've got to react to the contact and push back. So we're getting a triple jump movement into the contact, and then we're getting a plyometric eccentric in particular braking force that has to be then pushed back into the concentric one. So we're working the stretch reflex, and we're working dynamically, and we're including a lot of the technical movements required for the triple jump into that one drill. Here's a variant with a medicine ball. So as you step forwards, you push the ball away from you and then react to the ground in a similar way to the previous drill in order to react and get back onto the box top. This drill is working postural stability and strength and that reactivity, and that's going to help her hold posture whilst she's jumping and indeed running. So that's something that you too could include in your workouts. Here's another different plyometric reaction drill, which is designed to enable the athlete to react to the contact but also elevate their thigh to a very high position parallel to the ground. Now that equates to the position the hopping leg exits the hop on, so a very high thigh position before going into the step. Of course, it's also going to work with the swing legs movement into the step as well, and having strength in the hips to enable you to lift and elevate that leg whilst also swinging it is crucial to jumping and sprinting. We also worked on Adela's jump phase. Now ideally you want to be able to do that from the step or the hop step into the jump as well, so it connects. However, on the last day she had a little bit of an issue from an injury sustained on a training camp back home in the Czech Republic on her right leg, so we had to work off the left leg. So we just did some jumps off the left leg, working on rotating the rear arm behind the shoulder. So the rear arm goes behind the shoulder as the front arm goes up to hold a long position in the air as the arms are then brought down into the landing position. And you can see that Adela started to pick that up. I'll finish with some thoughts on her actual triple jumping. As you can see, her hop technique did improve. We used the mats to get a distance that she was capable of doing relatively easily, and we worked on the high thigh exit. And you can see the sequence between going initially from a hop into the pit, then a hop onto the mat, and then a step movement into the sand pit. So that's a standard progression which I use with triple jumpers. Key is to come out of the hop with that extension, swing the thigh upwards, get the arms long if using a single arm action, and then swing the hip away powerfully and lift it into the pit, in this case for the step. Adela also joined in with a couple of group sessions, and here you're seeing her do some medicine ball work, a more focused medicine ball session which also included sprint drills and running with the ball. So again, she's going to be able to utilize these drills and ideas in her training when she gets back to the Czech Republic, and I'm going to be very interested to see how she reacts and responds. And if you want to find out more about how you can improve your triple jump, then do check out this particular video. Do consider becoming a channel member. At coach athlete level you can get access to numerous videos, over 40 at the time of making this video, which deep dive into the very subject matters which are going to improve you as an athlete or coach. Proving very popular are my training plans, which I tend to publish monthly and talk through the content. So if you want to know specifically what I do, what the reps and sets are, how the units of drills are structured in each workout, and how the 10 phases that I utilize in a training year are manipulated across that training year, then do consider signing up to the channel as a coach athlete member. To do that, head over to the channel's homepage, click on the membership tab, and you'll be taken through to the coach athlete offering. As I always say, good luck with your training and any competitions that you've got coming up, and please do subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification icon so that you'll know when I upload new content, and I'll catch you soon in the next video.